In this video, we're going to go over how to make the Nike logo with this slime effect. So the first thing we're going to do is create the typical Nike logo swoosh, and then we'll add the effect to it. So to create that Nike logo, we're going to start with these shapes over here on the right. So it's really just taking them and recombining and editing them. So I'm going to take these two ovals. I'm going to hold Shift on the keyboard and turn this exactly at a right angle, and then I'm going to go back just a little bit. I'm going to take this and move it down right about there, and you can see the left hand of the swoosh, the left side of the swoosh coming together there. I'm going to take this over here and take some lining up. This is going to become the right side of the swoosh right here. But we need to go to one anchor point, right? So in order to change this rectangle to one anchor point on the right, I'm going to hit the minus key on the keyboard. That's going to give me a tool with a little minus icon, and if I come and click on this corner, it's going to get rid of that anchor point. I'm going to go get my direct selection tool here. I'm going to grab this anchor point, I'm going to hold Shift, and I'm going to bring it up and move it just a little bit, get it just aligned, and you can see the Nike swoosh coming together. You might want to spend some time getting it just aligned just right. For the sake of time, I have one here that is already aligned quite well. And so we're going to use that to build the base of our Nike logo here. So in order to change this into that, we're going to click, drag, and select all these shapes. We're going to go get our shape builder tool, which is this icon here with two overlapping circles and a cursor icon. And you'll notice as I go over this, it hovers and highlights what we can edit or combine. So in this case, we want to edit out these overlapping oval shapes at the top. We don't need those. In order to edit them out, I'm going to hold Option on the keyboard, click down on the mouse, drag through the shapes that I don't want to be there, and then let go, and now they're gone. In this case, now these remaining shapes, the overall silhouette is the Nike logo, but we want to combine the individual shapes, right? So this time I'm not holding Option on the keyboard because I don't want to edit them out, I just want to combine them. So I'm just clicking down on the mouse, dragging through all the shapes, and then letting go of the mouse, and now they've combined into one logo. So I'm going to use my eyedropper tool, sample this color, and now we're ready to add a slime graphic in here. So I'm going to go in and examine how this is made up close. You'll see that these are just individual pieces. I can move these, right? And we could actually recreate this by editing the actual shape of the Nike logo, but in some ways it's nice to retain that base shape down at the bottom and then just add some other shapes over the top of it. That way it's a little bit more editable and we're not cutting unnecessarily into our original shape. So one of the ways to kind of really get a good effect like this, again, we could use the pen tool and I could sit and connect the dots and curve some of those things. But what we really want to do is use an underutilized tool that often doesn't get enough attention, which is the pencil tool. So the pencil tool is often, if you click and hold your menu over here, it's usually often underneath the paintbrush tool. If you're not seeing it underneath there, you can click on this button here to find more options. Sometimes it's, depending on your settings, it's not set out, so you have to go in there and get it. You can also hit the N key on your keyboard to pull up your pencil, and we're going to use that to just kind of draw some shapes here. So I'm going to draw this strip right here, and again, sometimes when you're using this, you'll notice that it creates a path and it doesn't color it. What you want to do is just go sample the color, it fills right in, and then as I zoom in, the thing that makes the difference here, this is kind of an awkward shape right here, right? So the nice thing is, we don't want to, we could come in with our selection tool and we could sit here and we could maneuver anchor points. That's one way to do it. But a quicker way to do it, and even in some ways in a more effective way to do it, is again why the pencil tool is nice and it gets overlooked compared to the brush tool. It does some things a little bit better, which is actually it lets you edit your path that much easier. So if I go back and click on my pencil tool or hit N on the keyboard, Watch what happens if I draw over my line again. So if I click, hold down on the mask and redraw it, it just quickly lets me redraw and edit that. And then I'm going to smooth it out just a little bit more. You know, that side's looking a little bit okay. Maybe this needs to go up just a little bit. And then there's a pretty smooth transition here, right? So I'm going to go ahead and repeat that. I'm going to make a comparison. This is just a little bit bigger than I want it, so I'm going to scale that down a little bit. Again, bringing this back to where it was. I'm going to go and repeat the same process. So here I'm going to, again, using my pencil tool, just kind of come down. You know, a drip kind of flares out more at the bottom, skinnier at the top, and then kind of reattaching it, right? Again, having to sometimes fill in that path you made with the pencil with the eyedropper tool. I'm going to go ahead and remake each one of these. And again, you'll notice that it's not quite the same, but the one great thing about the pencil tool is you can go in and re-edit it. So we're going to do that in a minute. But I'm going to rough everything in, and then we'll go and refine from there. All right, last little drip up here. And the one thing to kind of know about the pencil tool is actually don't expect it to be so perfect the first time you draw it in. I mean, the same way you're drawing sometimes on a piece of paper, you know, you have to kind of rework the lines a little bit. You know, same principles apply here in Illustrator. Just rough it in, and then again, because this is so editable with being able to kind of redraw over the lines with the pencil, you know, it's kind of nice workflow to kind of just be able to come in and smooth that out a little bit. Make this a little bit more round here at the bottom. Smooth this transition right here a little bit. Make that just a little bit wider. This one's pretty good, just finesse it a little bit. All right, looking for any awkward shapes, right, let's see. Kind of move it a little bit, but also right here that's a little awkward, so I'm going to kind of come in and smooth that out a little bit again. Okay, and there we have it. I'm going to go ahead and group these. Right click, group. I'm going to create a background to put this on, and start to finish we've created this Nike logo with a slime looking effect.